So as I'm imagining the summer months, I was thinking to myself, video idea. What is going on, everybody? My name is Teddy Baldassarre, and in this video, we are going to discuss 17 watches to buy and wear in the summertime. So with this list, I want to touch on a few different price points here. Most of these watches are going to be between $30 all the way up to $5,000. So wherever you're at in your buying journey, hopefully there'll be a watch here for you that you will enjoy. Also with this list, I don't want to just go ahead and pick the very obvious choices. I try to do that with my list, throw in a little bit of obscure options that you can have here. So you're not going to see any 50 Fathoms, Panerais, Rolex Submariners, Yacht Masters, Omega Seamasters, Patek Philippe Nautilus, any APs, Tag Heuer Monacos, SKXs, or any Squales on this list. It's going to be some different things that maybe you haven't heard of, some you might be familiar with, but just wanted to be a little unique here. I'm sure there'll still be people in the comments saying, why didn't I include this watch? But whatever, guys. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So first up, we have a watch that has made an appearance on my channel several times, on many other channels several times, and I know it's kind of obvious, but I wanted to show it again on this channel and in this list because I think it's perfect for the summertime. And that is the Timex Weekender. It has 30 meters water resistance. This watch is also only $30. There's a lot of different dial options. I'd recommend going with the white dial, 38 millimeter case, and you really can't find a better watch, in my opinion, under $50. This is my go-to. Next up, we have a watch from Seiko and from the Seiko 5 line. And specifically, we are looking at the SNK 803. So I am a big fan of the entire Seiko 5 line, and I have owned a Seiko SNK 809, but I think the SNK 803 with its white dial is the best choice for summer. This watch comes in with a 30 meter water resistance, is automatic, has a 37 millimeter case, and comes in right around $65. So if you haven't been able to tell, I really do love Timex in this lower price range. And the next watch we have from them is the Timex MK1 Steel 40 millimeters. A water resistance of 30 meters. I think that's the one rub with this watch. I'd love for it to be a little bit higher so you can bring this in the water. Again, I would go for that white dial. I've seen these fluctuate between $90 to $100, but a great looking watch, and I think it would look fantastic by the pool in the summertime. Next, we're going to a Japanese manufacturer, Orient, and the watch that I want to look at here is the Orient Mako USA 2. This watch has a water resistance of 200 meters. I would definitely recommend going for either the blue dial or the white dial. They're very tasteful. This watch retails for $375. It's an automatic watch powered by Orient's caliber F6 922 automatic movement and has a 41.5 millimeter case. Next, we have the Seiko Prospect line, and I'm just going to look at the SRP B53. This comes in with a 200 meters water resistance. This watch really isn't necessarily my style, but I certainly respect this line as well as this watch specifically. This watch retails just under $500, but I've seen it for much cheaper online at different shops. It is powered by an 4R35 movement and is automatic and has a 44 millimeter case. Next, we're gonna give a little love to a German watch manufacturer, Stobo. So we have the Stobo Pro Diver here. This watch is water resistant up to 1,000 meters. It retails a shade over $1,000 depending on where you live, and has a 42 millimeter case and is powered by the trusty automatic ETA 28-24-2 movement. So next up, we have two of my favorite micro brands under $1,000. First, we have the Helios Seaforth, and I think this brand is underappreciated, but also very appreciated for those that are aware of it. So these watches come in just under $700. They're automatic watches powered by a 28-24 ETA caliber movement, are 200 meters water resistant. And the really interesting thing about these watches, I have featured them on my channel before, is you have a lot of different bezel options. You have a lot of different dial color options. These watches are very hard to get your hands on. They sell out so quickly. So if you do want to get one, your best bet is probably going used, go on eBay, see if you can find one. And our next micro brand is ESEE. And I'm going to be looking at their ESEE Sealander watch. This watch is really one of my favorite micro brands. I think its aesthetic pulls from many classics, the 50 Fathoms, Omega Seamaster, and I can see a little mill sub in there as well. But I think it manages to have its own unique look. This watch is automatic, powered by an ETA 28-24 movement, has a 41 millimeter case, and retails around $800 to $900 depending on where in the world you live, and is water resistant up to 300 meters. Next, we have a brand that does not really get a lot of love as well, and that is from Sirena. They are underneath the Swatch umbrella, and we're gonna be looking at the Sirena DS Action Diver Powermatic 80. This watch is water resistant up to 300 meters, is powered by the Powermatic 80 caliber, has a case of 43 millimeters, and retails just under $900. Next, we have one of the most value packing brands out there, and that is Oris. And we're gonna be looking at the Oris Aquas Diver. So these watches come in just over $1,000. I've seen them fluctuate in price quite a bit. You can find them used for even under that in some cases. They also have a lot of customizable features for case size, dial color, and a lot of different case materials. So these are automatic watches powered by the Oris 733. Personally, I think this is my favorite diver in this price range. Next, we have the Alpena C Strong, but I want to look at the Alpena C Strong Heritage because that one is my favorite. So I've talked about this watch on my channel in the past. These watches can be found for around $1,000. The Heritage line, they're a little bit more. The C Strong line definitely could be found for under $1,000, but like I mentioned, I really love the Heritage ones. So it comes in with a 42 millimeter case. It is water resistant up to 300 meters and is fully automatic, powered by the Alpena caliber AL525 movement. Next, we have a brand that makes some of my favorite vintage looking divers, and that is Zodiac. And we're gonna be looking at the Zodiac Sea Wolf. There are many different options under the Sea Wolf line, most retailing just over $1,000. For the sake of choosing one, let's look at the Super Sea Wolf. This watch retails just over $1,400, is water resistant up to 200 meters, and is powered by an STP 313 automatic movement. It has a case size of 40 millimeters. Next, we have to look at a watch that has really risen in popularity, and that is the Tudor Pelagos. So these watches fluctuate in price quite a bit. They retail just over $4,000. I would go with the blue dial. I love just the matte looking finish on those dials. They are automatic with a caliber MT5612 movement, has a 42 millimeter case, and is water resistant up to 500 meters. Next, we have one of my favorite brands, Nomos, and we're gonna be looking at the Nomos Club. So the Nomos Club is probably the entry-level watch from the German watch manufacturer Nomos. The Club comes in at a starting price point of around $1,500. This watch is water resistant up to 100 meters, has a 36 millimeter case, and is powered by their Alpha manual caliber movement. Next, we have another Nomos, but a Nomos that I actually own, and I am incredibly excited to be wearing this summer. And that is the Nomos Neo Maddock. This watch is powered by Nomos's automatic caliber DUW 3001 movement. It has a 36 millimeter case and retails just over $4,000, but you can certainly find it for cheaper. That's what I did. You have a few different dial color options as well. You have some really flamboyant ones. I opted to go with the white dial version. There's also a really beautiful midnight blue type colored dial that you can go for, but I love these watches. I think they scream summertime, and I can't wait to wear this by the pool this summer. Next, we have an actual Breitling, a Breitling on my list. And the Breitling I'm gonna look at, this is a kind of a specific version, and the one that I like is the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 38 millimeter case. So I want to recommend this one because I think that it would fit my wrist better, so I'm being a little selfish here. This watch is harder to grab now, but you can find it used from $2,000 to $3,000. It is powered by Breitling's caliber 37 movement and has a 38 millimeter case like I mentioned, and is water resistant up to 200 meters. Next, we have a watch from a brand that I absolutely adore. I don't own any of their watches, but I really love them. This is IWC's Pilot Mark 18. This watch retails just under $4,000. I recommend the white dial version. I think it looks really stunning. A lot of people don't really necessarily like the date window on this watch. I'm okay with it. It's not my favorite. These watches are powered by IWC's caliber 30110 movements and have a 40 millimeter case and is water resistant up to 60 meters. So guys, what do you think of this list? Which ones would you mention? As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I didn't want to point out the obvious choices, but if there are other options that you think should be included in this list, I'd love to see them down in the comments below. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon so the overlords at YouTube know that I am a cool guy and I'm doing a good job. So until next time, guys, be well, and I will see you all very soon.